Hey guys, Brian O'Day, Executive Director of the Praetorian Project. I'm joined by Darren Pouts. He is a church planting resident at Pillar Church of Jacksonville. I want to introduce him to you and then really get into the purpose of this video. Just a brief introduction for the folks out there.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Like Brian said, my name is Darren Pouts. Recently retired from the Air Force after 22 years of service. And the Lord just really kind of laid it on our heart to continue serving the military. And by doing that is to be a part of the local church planting network. And the Praetorian Project has really, fulfilled that as well as encouraged that for myself as well as my family too. So.
Yeah. You were a member at Pillar Church of Okinawa, became an elder at Pillar Church of Okinawa, and then as you were transitioning out of the military, moved to Jacksonville, North Carolina, and now prayerfully considering where is God calling you to be next for your next place of ministry.
That's exactly right.
Man, be praying for the Poutses. If you joined us for the 31 days of prayer back in November and December, we prayed for the Pouts family as they went through their church planting assessment. They know they want to minister in a military community. And so the question is where, and then questions like when, and some of those details will come into play. But we're here at a conference center. We are at Epworth by the Sea in St. Simon's Island, Georgia. And we're here doing really a reconnaissance mission for our pastor's family retreat that'll happen this coming June. It's interesting, when I was on active duty, people would talk about how hard the pastorate is, and I kind of was like, hey guys, really stop complaining. But the pastorate is really hard. And one of the challenges in the pastorate is that it affects the whole family. Serving in the military also affects the whole family. Lots of us who are pastors in Praetorian Project are also military veterans. And both of those affect the entire family. It affects the wives, it affects the kids. So it's that. The other thing about the pastorate that's probably different from the military is it can be really isolating if you're not careful. You can just be a loner as a pastor, and that's not good. We've made it a little more difficult because we're trying to pastor in military communities. In these military communities, our congregations turn over a lot. On a given year, we lose anywhere from 10% to 30%. Probably the most I've heard of is like 40% of our congregation, of our members, will leave any given calendar year. That creates this more isolation, more difficulty. We're also planting churches, so we want to raise men like Darren up, love them, they're part of our church, and then we send them out to plant other churches. And so that makes it really difficult as well. But what you can do is you can actually help. In June, we're going to gather together as pastors and our families. We're going to encourage one another. We're going to support one another. We're going to get to know one another better, and you can help us to get here. I want you to see just some of the places that we're going to be. So we're going to have meals together in the dining facility that they have here on campus. We're going to be able to meet together in some of the meeting spaces that we're going to have on campus. We're going to have some just fun where we get to get out and play some basketball, play some pickleball, play some kickball out in the field, some of those types of things. And we're going to have time sitting around fire pits together, just talking and sharing what God has been doing. Again, for encouragement, help one another, those types of things. And you can help us to get here. To get one pastor here by himself for the couple days that we'll be here in June is $620. So you could one time give that to the link that you'll see in the bottom of this video. For a pastor, we really don't want pastors to come by themselves if they have a family. To get a couple here is a little over $1,000. To get a family, typical family of four, based on how old the kids are, is about $1,500. So if you're able, one-time contribution to help this specific thing happen, that would be great. We're going to throw up a graphic right now of the different things that you could pay for to help us to get here. We are trying to get about 140 total people. That's about 40 families, pastors, future church planters like Darren and his family to come together here, St. Simon's Island, Georgia, in June. Would you help us to get here? Would you help one family to get here? Would you help one pastor to get here? Would you buy a couple of t-shirts for us to have that camaraderie and that togetherness? Would you do something like that to help us get here? St. Simon's Island in Georgia this June for Praetorian Project pastors and our families. Thank you guys so much. We love you guys.
See